Hi, I'm Dr. George Ho of Vancouver. This movie interprets the sixth and the seventh of the 14th poem of孫不二. The sixth poem is called Taoist, and the seventh poem is called Hu, which has been wrongly and literally translated as a fool on fire. Fu means the magical written charm that has no apparent meaning. If you look at the picture here, Hu, He are the shortened forms of Zhen Huo and Tui Hu, the two turning points of the yin and the yang phases of the day and the night. The seventh poem tells you how to practice the Taoist in the sixth poem, according to the waxing of the yin and the yang, each of which has 6 phases. The yang phase begins from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. called 子时正火. The yin phase begins from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. called 午时退火. During the yang phase, which can mean your mental spiritual status or the time of the day, one can be more aggressive in the cultivation of one's mental spiritual kung fu. But in the yin phase, one has to be calm and do not attempt to let the spirit, the ball, out of the body, because it is not ready to wander out, and once it goes out, it might not be able to return to the body because the kung fu of the spirit, yin ball, is not sophisticated enough yet. It needs a lot of cultivation in the Taoist status. Taoist, which has been inadequately translated as embryonic breathing. An embryo's lungs are not functioning yet. It is the mother's lung doing the breathing part of the respiration for the embryo. The functions of the rest of the respiration are shared by both the embryo and the mother. When the Taoists and the Buddhists talk about Taoist, they're talking about embryonic respiration, not breathing. According to Master Huai-jin, who quote Lao Tzu saying that 专气自由能应于福, meaning that if one can practice a specialized mode of breathing to soften the body, making it as flexible as a baby, and in the practice of meditation, if one can reach the mental state of samadhi called ting, one can revive the embryonic respiration called bao shen qi, which is the root of life, and one could become disease-free. Taoist, according to Master Nam, is cultivated in the meditative state of samadhi or ting, when Bao Shen Qi is revived, and as a result, very little lung breathing is required. This is why I claim that translating Taoist as embryonic breathing is misleading, because an embryo does not breathe with its lung at all. Bao Shen Qi has a deep religious connotation. Bao, in the Buddhist sense, is karma, which in Chinese is called Ye Bao. Buddhists, including Master Nam, believe that one's life will improve with good deeds done in this life as well as in past lives. This connotation implies that to revive Bao Shen Qi, which externally observable as Taoist, you need more than correct technique. You need to perform good deeds. If one literally takes Lao Tzu's saying of 专气自由能应于福, meaning to practice a specialized mode of breathing to soften the body like a baby, and think one can achieve Taoist, one could be quite disappointed. Please look at the newborn baby in the pictures. The rhythmic movement of the abdominal part below the umbilicus is a sign of the residual Bao Shen Qi, which will disappear in about 1 year and be totally replaced by Zhang Yang Qi. Our normal breathing, which nourishes all of us, 长养 in Chinese means to help grow. Most of us use 长养 qi until we die, unless one can practice meditation to reach the state of Ding and can revive the domain Bao Shen Qi. The embryonic mode of respiration called Taoist will reappear, and the practitioner does not seem to need to breathe like an average individual. It is a natural occurrence from meditation. The swimming reflex demonstrated by the baby in the pictures can be regarded as a scientific and objective evidence of the presence of Bao Shen Qi in newborn baby. This 11 days old baby's residual embryonic swimming reflex of closing the breathing pathway in the water made people think that it could swim. The truth is that in the amniotic fluid inside the womb, an embryo has to shut the breathing pathway. Some swimming instructors claim that it is very easy for baby to learn to swim. However, this set of embryonic reflex fade out in a year. In all babies, as observed by a more experienced swimming instructor who said, by the time a baby is 6 months old, they have lost some of that natural affinity. In this book shown in the picture written in Chinese, Master Nam taught Mr. Peter Strange in detail about Zhang Yang Qi, Bao Shen Qi, and Taixi, which by now most audience would agree that it takes more than breathing practices to acquire. In the same book, Master Nam also talked about Zhong Zhi Qi, the third factor that joins a sperm and an egg together to form a person. I think that Zhong Ji Qi is crucial for rejuvenation. There must be some good reason why Master Nam did not say too much about Zhong Ji Qi. Regarding how to practice meditation and Anapana breathing, according to Master Nam's instruction, I have built in 3 movies in this movie, and I have put 3 links in the illustration down below. Hi, I'm Dr. George Ho. This concludes the movie, and if you like this movie, please click like and please share it with your friend in other media like that Facebook, and it would really motivate me to make more movies like this if you would subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Dr. George Ho. Subscription is totally free.